So I have had a couple of requests now, and actually they've been requested occasionally over the last couple years. It's a request for a deep dive on the 240. Now, I suppose I'll just go ahead and do that. I do have a crap ton of little clips that I can put in here that I've been filming that have just not been part of a video. So what we're gonna do today is do a deep dive on the 240. I guess I'm gonna just show all of my mods. I mean, obviously it seems like everyone's really interested to know exactly what's going on with the car in order for it to be as crazy as it is. So that's what we're gonna do today, is a deep dive. I'm gonna try my best to hit every single point of the car, but there is so much done that I've done over the years that's just kind of hard to, I guess, keep track. But let's see here. We'll start with the engine. Obviously, we'll just get the main portion of the powertrain out of the way. So it is a 2JZ GE bottom end and a GE head. So it's a GE long block. It's a completely built engine. So bottom end is a R&R aluminum rod, induction performance, custom 10-to-1 pistons. It's got all King ACL bearings, ARP 625 head studs. It's got a Superstore girdle, so I'm not running billet mains in this. I wanted to try something different. I don't really like to go mainstream, so you know, this is a streetcar build. It's got aluminum rods and a dog box. Speaking of the dog box, that is an R154 that is PGS swapped. So I built this transmission a long time ago, and when I say I built it, I literally built it in my dining room. I have a video of a build on it. So it's dog gears 1 to 5. The thing has been an absolute trooper. It has taken literally everything I've thrown at it. Past 3 or so years that you guys have seen the car ripping, it's been the same gearbox. The clutch is a Clutchmaster's FX850. It's a twin race disc clutch, so it's unsprung, and they're carbon ceramic discs. They are also the same discs that have been in the car. The intake is LL Loyalty or whatever it is, deep motor manifold. It used to be a dual rail. That's why you guys see that the rail, I actually had to cut them, and then I modified them. I welded the holes shut so that way it could be single rail again. I had no use for a dual rail. One of my buddies, actually the same guy that sold me the red Supra a long time ago, he had it for sale, so I just bought it on a whim just to get it off his shelf. So that's what's on this car now. The cylinder head, it's a BC 276 stage 3 plus cams. I don't really like using the term stage, but that's what they call them. So they're like about the biggest that BC offers, and they are a VVTi cam, obviously. BC 0300 spring kit. I think that's about it for the engine. So let's go to the turbo side. Toten manifold. That's a guy that just started popping up. He's got fantastic quality. The turbo, it's a Pulsar G35 1050. That is the new generation turbo from Pulsar Turbo Systems. The exhaust and everything, I custom made that. That's all built by me. So it's a 3-inch to a 4-inch. Same with the intercooler piping. Got alpha lock clamps, and on this side I only have one coupler, so that way it flexes. But the pipes are essentially touching each other on the inside, so there's no possible way for it to blow. Let's see here. The intercooler is Humble Engineering. Same with my engine mounts. This guy right here, he did me well, treated me well. He built me this intercooler because I needed something that was a lot bigger. This thing is super efficient. Precision turbo, wastegate 46mm, it's PW46. Duke Fab, catch can. That guy, he sent me that thing, and it had the bolt and everything, and I literally installed it with one hand. I filmed it all in one take. Took me like 40 seconds. Pulled it right out of the box, installed it right on the car. It's crazy. PQY, I've been really liking the PQY stuff. So PQY fuel pressure regulator. Liking the PQY stuff a lot. It's been proven well. That black 240 that I had a while ago, if you guys are new, it made about 1,200 horsepower, went 8.1 at 184 miles. Yeah, 186, 184. or 176. It was something crazy. But it went that fast in the quarter as a stick shift car, and it had PQY clamps. So I got that one on that car. I also have one on that car. So I got PQY on both cars. It's got PTFE lines, front to rear. It's got flex fuel. Actually, no, this car does not have flex fuel. I apologize. The Supra has flex fuel. This one is just strictly E85. It's got ID 2000s. Very basic. I mean, it's a very expensive setup, but it's very basic. My wheels are jegs. Those are 15 by 8, 5.5 backspace. And then these, I can't remember. I think they're 16 by 4 or 17 by 4.5 with a 1.75 backspace, I'm pretty sure. So I think that covers the front of the car. Don't really have much else to talk. I got my smart coils. I've got those on like literally everything. I got them on the Supra as well. I don't have much else. Nothing really super crazy. It's really a basic but expensive build. Gen 1 CTSV brakes on the front. For the interior, I got ECU Master EMU Classic. I got my gauges sitting there, so I like to have dual gauges. So I've got gauges on the dash, and then I also have gauges on the ECU, so that way things can like run together, and it's so I can verify things are proper. So if both gauges are reading the same, then it's good. Very simple. It's just got a 4-point roll bar. It used to have a full cage. If you guys can see, I cut it off. I really just need to go in there and grind those off there. Not really a big deal. Sparco wheel, NRG quick release. I'm actually kind of debating getting rid of it because I have no desire of having a quick release because I don't have door bars anymore, which I took the door bars out because I was tired of smashing my elbow between the seat and the door. So yeah, that's pretty crappy. It's got a cube speed short shifter, just so that way I can get to the next dog gear faster. Pyrotech sport seat with race quip harness. A lot of people like to give crap about anybody that I give rides, and everybody always talks about why I have race quip harness. And I've got my 5-point harness here, and then those guys over there have a stock seat belt. But let me just tell you something about safety. On the street, having a harness and everything is actually it's a lot more dangerous than just running a stock seatbelt. So you can see every single car out here has stock seatbelts because they are rated for impacts on the street. With these and stuff, you don't have a Hans device, you don't have your helmet. These are things that will keep you, all these safety features have to go together in order to be safe. So for somebody to be on that side running a stock seatbelt, they are going to probably be a lot better off than me, probably getting sucked out the bottom because I don't run my 5th point, because I don't feel like having the thing run up between my crotch. So that's the same reason why I got rid of the whole cage. The cage is a little bit low. I also wasn't wearing my helmet all the time, so if you get in a car accident with a full cage, you probably kill yourself by smashing your face off the bar. So that's something to think about. Anybody trying to do full cage and stuff that think that it's like mega safe on the street, unless you're running your helmet literally point A to point B everywhere all the time, just like a motorcycle, then it's definitely not worth it. All right, moving on. My rear setup, we just got stock brakes and everything. It's Q45 axle on one side, Q45 diff. I broke a Z32 axle. Could not find, I broke the bearing on this side, so I couldn't find another large bore bearing. So ended up doing a Z33 hub and axle. As for my fuel system, we got dual 044 pumps coming off of a 15-gallon fuel cell, and we got 2 filters going before each pump, and then those pumps run into a Fuel Lab 10-micron filter. So it's a I would essentially call it a basic setup, but it's fairly expensive. I mean, I didn't slack off on a lot of this stuff. I mean, just the block itself is like a $5,000 block.
60.
Okay, so that's about it for the setup. I mean, there's not really much to talk about. I mean, if there's anything I forgot, it's probably something just minor. But yeah, you guys, I hope you guys like the little clips and stuff of the car. I'm very close to that 3 second 60 to 130. It just wheel spin to like 90 miles an hour is really killing it, but somehow pulling out a 450, 449 and everything in the 60 to 130 is pretty good, especially pulling threes 100 to 150. That's pretty nice, pretty nice.